I hope you're all well, having a good Sunday. It's the 25th of August. So, what's happening? Well, there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world. For example, in the Middle East, where there's, of course, the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah. I'm not going to focus on that right now. I'm going to tell you about, well, because, and why, by the way, as well. It's because, as we know, news does not affect the VEPs when it comes to trading market assets, and that is what I'm going to talk about right now, specifically Bitcoin. So if you are interested in knowing what's about to happen, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you right now, there is a massive move coming to Bitcoin, and I mean soon. And by soon, yes, I'm talking about high time frames that I actually don't scalp. I'm talking about the weekly time frames. There is a massive move coming, and the probabilities are to the upside. There are also probabilities to the downside, and not insignificant ones. However, it should be noted that the probabilities to the upside currently are greater than certain probabilities to the downside. What do I mean by that? I mean Bitcoin is in a mean reversion to the 3012 RMLR, and that's currently up around 79K. And so again, on the weekly time frame, and it's headed up for the next couple of weeks, after which it might dip a little for 1 week and then continue rising 4 more weeks until around the 21st of October, at which point, it's not a price indication, but at the moment it's currently sitting at around 108K. At that time, of course, the numbers of the of each line change as the time goes by, but the direction generally stays the same. And once it gets to that area, it looks like it's going to be ranging quite a bit from the middle of October to around March of 2025. So between 108 and around 90,000 at the moment is roughly the range. But again, those are not exact price targets. They're not meant to be. The only time that the RMLRs are in fact set at fixed prices is when they're actually, and again, they even move during the active candle, is when the candles close. And when you have an active candle, you see where the line currently is, and that is fixed. And it does move, yes. So keep that in mind, because there's every probability that if the asset completes the mean reversion to the 3012 RMLR, to which it is currently progressing, and has been for the last few weeks since that dip in early August, when it stabbed both third standard deviation bands to the downsides of the 3012 and the 1110 RMLRs. Right? It already mean reverted to the 1110. Right? It did that on this week's candle. It tapped it pretty exactly. It's currently just below it and is still above the 30 power mean, smoothing length 10 at 1110 of the well, it's just above that power mean, which means if it can close this week above that power mean and then open and close the next week above the power mean, that will be a very strong indication for more positive returns in the week after that. We could see a bit of a possible dip maybe in the second week of September, followed by an upsurge in the third and fourth weeks of September, and a significant movement to the upside if it in fact closes that mean reversion at any point thereafter. Of course, it's Bitcoin, so it could in fact run up to 79, 80K right now and complete that mean reversion on the weekly time frame. Of course, there's a new weekly time frame happening later within the next 13 hours or so from now. So we'll see what the new information shows on the VEPs. At the moment, Bitcoin is set to make a massive move. If it goes to the upside and completes that mean reversion, currently from the area around 65K or to wherever it goes, that is a significant move. If it takes a while to get there until like mid-October and does in fact, grind up towards that area, in line with the RMLR, or mostly in line with it, that could be a significant move from 65K to about 105, 110K. Right, possibly less, possibly more, but if it snaps up there quicker, it could obviously complete that mean reversion at a lower price if the returns pop off very quickly right now because of all the VEPs happening on lower time frames and people basically FOMOing into this market, buying like crazy, including big banks and everybody else. They're not FOMOing, but they're grabbing as much as they can before retail comes around and starts buying up more. To the downside, you could easily see it go towards that third band to the downside again. But it is highly improbable that it will touch that third band. So if you're in shorts, I'd be very careful to be in shorts right now, especially on high time frames. Make sure you take your profits before it gets to that band because it's not likely to touch it before it touches that RMLR band. Anyway, that's it for now. See you soon. Happy trading.